A face in the crowd at London's King's Cross station. These the last known images of Andrew Gosden on the day he disappeared in 2007. For his family, the passing years haven't numbed the pain.
You kind of feel like, well, I've lost almost everything, and every single day feels like a battle. It is a daily struggle for me every morning just to feel like I want to be alive.
Hey, what's up? So today's video is a missing persons case with a bit of a twist. So stay tuned till the end for that. Alright, so today's story comes out of England, specifically in Doncaster, South Yorkshire. That is where 14-year-old Andrew Gosden lived with his father Kevin, his mother Glenys, and his sister Charlotte. The Gosden family is a religious family. As far as Andrew, he was pretty much a genius. He actually kind of had a nonchalant attitude about school. It really didn't challenge him that much. At the time of his disappearance, he was actually reading a book by the philosopher Nietzsche, which is kind of like a God's dead. I said, baby, that's alright with me. Nihilistic viewpoint of the world. I feel like I read this book in college, but I probably read the Cliff Notes version because it's really complex and it's hard to imagine a 14-year-old reading that. He was a loner by choice. He was a homebody who didn't leave home without leaving a note telling his parents where he was going. Andrew was into the goth scene. He was very much into heavy metal music, you know, Slipknot and all of that stuff. On the morning of September 14th, 2007, Andrew woke up in a cranky mood and he had trouble waking up, which was apparently odd for him. He put on his Catholic school uniform and left the house at 8:05 a.m.
You off now? Yes, he said. See you later. Yep.
A neighbor's CCTV camera actually caught him going to a local park where he kind of just waited around for a bit till his parents left for work and his sister left for school. He then went back into his house, changed into a black Slipknot shirt, some black jeans. He grabbed a bag, his wallet, his PlayStation Portable or PSP. He did not bring the charger for his PSP, which people make a big deal that that means he wanted to come home or something, but he honestly could have just forgotten it. He then went to an ATM machine and withdrew all of his savings, which was about £200. He then went to the Doncaster train station and bought a one-way ticket to London. The clerk tried to tell him that it would just be $1 more to buy a round-trip ticket, but Andrew refused. It appeared like he had no intentions of coming home. CCTV footage showed Andrew at King's Cross Station in London at 11:25 a.m. This would be the last ever confirmed sighting of Andrew Gosden. The school tried to call Andrew's parents after he didn't show up, but they dialed the wrong number. So it wasn't until Andrew didn't come to join his family at the dinner table that they noticed he was gone and reported him missing.
Andrew Gosden is an intelligent 14-year-old and he disappeared 2 weeks ago. He hasn't been seen since. Every day his mother is out searching for him, putting up posters and hoping for sightings. He's one of 30,000 people who are reported missing in London every year, as Tom Edwards reports.
Could you have seen this boy in this area? Do you come here regularly? Is it possible you've seen this boy? Could you possibly have seen this boy at all in this vicinity?
In the crowds around South Kensington, a mother is looking for her son. She's been searching for 10 days.
It really has been quite devastating because it's such a shock and we just haven't got a blueprint for how to handle this kind of situation, really. Sometimes putting in 15-hour days, just walking, chatting to general public, staff in the museums or any places where I know he's likely to have been that he enjoys coming to?
The family was really critical of the police at the beginning. It seemed like they were really just focused on the family and any possible involvement they might have had, rather than actually searching for Andrew. London has probably more surveillance cameras than any city in the whole world, but it took the police 3 weeks to search for footage of Andrew on there. And by the time they did, all the footage from the day that Andrew went missing had been erased. In the years following his disappearance, there were lots of sightings of Andrew, but none of them turned out to be anything. There were also tons of speculation on the part of the family, police, and just people in general. His family said that maybe Andrew was struggling with his sexuality and that's why he ran away. People think that maybe he was lured to London by someone he met online or just a neighbor. Some people think he went to London to see a 30 Seconds to Mars concert and something terrible happened along the way. And also some people believe that Andrew went to London to take his own life. In November of 2008, a man went to a police station in Herefordshire, West Midlands, and it was after hours, so he kind of used a pager, and he told the police that he had information about Andrew Gosden. But by the time an officer showed up, the man had disappeared. The man did call the BBC a few days later to claim that he had spotted Andrew in a town called Shrewsbury. Again, this lead led nowhere. In May of 2011,
in an attempt to find answers, they decided to search the Thames to see if Andrew may have somehow ended up in the river. Earlier this year, they turned to a firm who specialise in sonar technology. They just designed a new machine to help find drowning victims quickly. Using this pioneering underwater robot, they searched the riverbed for Andrew.
a body was discovered during the search, but it was not Andrew's.
Is that good news for you then, or not?
It's a very mixed thing. I think we knew at the outset that you can kind of win with it. If we'd found Andrew was under the Thames, then that would bring us closure, but also raise a host of questions about how he ended up there, which would obviously be very difficult to deal with. Having not found him, there's a positive there in that statistically that would raise the chance that he is still alive and well somewhere, but it still leaves us in this horrible, ongoing, never-ending limbo of just thinking, well, why did you go? Where did you go? What happened?
So Andrew's disappearance, as you can imagine, caused a lot of heartache for his family. His dad in particular developed a drinking problem and actually attempted to take his own life once. His reason for doing that was that the police would stop wasting their time focusing on him and would search for Andrew, and that would bring relief to his wife and daughter. In 2017, a flyer of Andrew had been vandalized with the words, "This kid is a liar," written across it. In 2018, someone contacted the police claiming to have had an interesting internet conversation with someone. The tipster said he was talking to a man who said that he had just been kicked out by his boyfriend and he needed £200 to cover the rent. The tipster wanted to help this person, but the person's profile had him listed as living in Lincoln, which was quite a bit of distance from him, so he offered to wire the young man money. But the man turned him down, saying that he didn't have a bank account because he ran away when he was 14. Because he just felt like it. The interesting thing about this tip is that the young man actually was using the screen name Roo, Andy Roo. This was a nickname that Andrew's family used to call him when he was a kid because he was bouncy all over the place like a kangaroo. Police contacted the administrators of the website where this conversation took place, but the administrator said that they had just changed servers, so they couldn't access any user information. So they unfortunately couldn't do anything. But after this, Andrew's parents apparently just drove around Lincoln looking for someone who looked like Andrew, to no avail. So I believe the man in this chat was 100% Andrew. I don't have any doubt about that. And you know, Andrew doesn't have to be located if he doesn't want to, but I feel that his family at least deserves to know he's okay. Andrew has a very distinctive ear with a couple of ridges on the top. He also had very poor vision, so he would definitely need glasses. There are also age-progressed photos of what Andrew might look like today. Andrew would be about 27 right now. So I have a few viewers in the UK, I know. YouTube lets me see that stuff. If you know of anyone who doesn't have any records dating past 10 years, anyone who resembles the things I just mentioned, I'm sure Andrew has told someone what happened, even if he doesn't use his real name. So if you know anything, I'm going to leave some links in the description below where you can anonymously contact the proper people and just let them know that Andrew is alive and okay. Alright, so that does it for that video. I wanted to thank everyone really quick who has subscribed recently. There have been a lot of you. I've been getting a lot of hate comments as usual, and they're all about the same thing, which is the way I talk. Those comments can make me feel a little bit defeated, and I've actually wanted to give up several times lately, but each time I want to do that, I get a notification that I have a new subscriber, and it like reinvigorates me and reminds me that there's more people watching who want to hear what I have to say than there are, you know, these trolls.
So thank you so much, and as long as you keep subscribing, I promise I will keep making videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Where did you go?